and not watching my sister work. I met him in the office first before I got the role. He wanted to pick me up, and then as it turned out, he didn't really have to do that, but he was concerned about his back. And he was just very sweet. I just remember him, he looked me in the eyes and gave me a smile and picked me up and turned around and said, "She'll do." So that's how I got the role. He used to carry a little tin of Allen Berry's blackcurrant pastilles, little lozenges that were quite terrific. And he would always come every morning as we were getting ready to work, or I would first come on the set or something, and he would open the box and take one and take two, and give me a shove or a smile or squeeze my arm. He was a lovely man. He was a lovely man, and he brought a great deal of calm and professionalism to the set. The set felt different when he walked on. It was like, this is a movie. It was, he is very impressive. He's a very impressive man.
And did you talk about it?
And in what, I'm sorry? No, I didn't. I didn't. I have visited the museum and met his daughter and met a lot of people who are directly associated with John Wayne, and I'm pleased to have done so.
But you had a very favorable opinion of Jeffrey Hunter.
Oh, Jeffrey was wonderful. It's like I'll go back a little bit. Ken Curtis is a lovely man. He would sit and whittle little train or a car or a little animal and come and give it to me. But didn't speak to it, but he would give me a little present, and everybody was very nice, but Jeffrey Hunter was the only one who would come and literally sit on the ground and talk to me and ask me if I was comfortable. Did I want anything? Did I want to go over lines? How was I finding this experience? Was I okay about everything? And I mean, he was just so wonderful to me that it left this, indelible impression. He was quite amazing. He was quite amazing. Very, very kind man.
Now, you had a very vivid, sorry about the mic, you had a very vivid recollection of a scene early on in the film. It's when the homestead is being attacked, and you remember a scene with Dorothy Jordan, who played your mother in the film, and Pippa Scott, who played your sister.
Right.
And I remember in another interview you had said that that scene really stood out to you. I think the terror that you were feeling. And I know in your book you also talked about, I don't want to get off track too much, but on the set of Rebel Without a Cause, you had talked about the terror that you felt when you saw Natalie in a scene that involved some cars racing. And again, on the side of the Searchers, you're feeling those very strong emotions.
Yes.
You're at that age, 8 years old, you're feeling, the drama and the terror. Maybe let's take
it was frightening to me because, as you said, there was so much tension and fear around me that I almost didn't know what to make of it, but that seemed to work well with the character because I really didn't know exactly what was going to happen or what was going on. It was, everybody was just very committed to everything that we did on that film. There wasn't any horsing around. So everything was quite stunning and indelible.
Were you around for the filming of the other scenes with your sister Natalie?
I was around for them, but I didn't really go on the set that much because it was very sandy and it was windy and there were various problems. And one day on the set, Ward Bond was bitten by a scorpion, and the first thing everybody did was panic and say, "Get that kid off the set!" And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's me." And so I was hustled out of there. One time, we had a facility, I don't know what the heck it was, but it's where they made all of our meals for everybody on the film. And we got stuck in it for hours and hours because of a sandstorm. So there were lots of things that went on there, and you would turn on the tap water, and then he went orange until the sand would leave the pipes, and that upset me the first time I went to take a bath. I don't want to bathe in this. Natalie, and I remember Natalie got a sunburn. She was trying to get a little bit of a tan, and she got sunburned, and they had to postpone shooting for a little bit. And then Natalie and I both fell in love with Patrick Wayne. Natalie got him, I was a little younger.
Did Natalie ever talk about making this film in later years? Did she ever reference it?
Not really, not really.
Okay. Well, you know, The Searchers is a film about home and family. Obviously, you were working with your sister. Director John Ford had his son-in-law, Ken Curtis, in the film, of course. Harry Carey Jr. and his mom, Olive. And obviously John Wayne and his son, Patrick Wayne. Are you still in touch with any of the...
I've seen Pippa, and I saw Dobie right before he passed away. I got a lovely photo of the two of us at the Motion Picture Academy in Beverly Hills. So
nice.
Harry Carey Jr. Lovely, lovely, lovely guy.
Well, I'm not going to ask about John Ford because I know John Ford. I know he didn't like children.
No, he did not.
He did.
No, he didn't give me much direction at all, which was okay, and I guess that's how that line slipped through when I thought I was correcting someone's English, which I'm still prone to doing, a very annoying habit. He only told me when I was running up to the headstone and telling the dog to go back. He said, "Can you bend at the waist?" And I said, terrified. I was absolutely terrified. And because he asked me to do that, I became frozen and could barely bend, seriously, because I was so scared. I don't know. And I didn't want to say, I don't know if I can or not. It's just bend at the waist. But yeah, no, he did not like kids. He stayed away from me.
Upon it a little bit just now, but if you could maybe paint a scene for us, especially everyone not familiar with the film, of what it was like making this film, being in Monument Valley. I know as a youngster you had a lot of memories, recollections. You could remember all the details, but just I remember something about the Navajo Indians. You remember them?
Yes. They used to sing around campfire at night, and I remember being very frightened because I was in an alien atmosphere. We took a train to get out there. I had never left California before. And that was scary to me. And then the tap water was scary to me. And then I think most everything was. It was all the newness, all sort of coming at me at the same time. My mom was, very concerned about everybody's lines. And I worked obviously at a different time than Natalie did, but we all went there at the same time. And we were upstairs from a little trading post. And in an apartment, all three of us together. And then my mother would buy lots of the velvet shirts that the Navajos wore and the buttons with the beautiful little turquoise. And it was quite something.
Well, speaking of Native Americans,
yes.
This wasn't the only movie where you were abducted by Indians. Of course, I'm referencing a movie called Gray Eagle. Do you want to share any of your memories of
Gray Eagle was a delight. I know Charles Pierce was taking a few pages from The Searchers, but it was a fun set, and Ben Johnson was just a delight to work with. I just loved him. When we finished the first day's shooting, Ben said, "Well," he said, "You tired?" I said, "Yeah, it's been a long day." He said, "Well," he said, "You want to go get a little of that Who Bit John?" And I looked at him and I said, and somebody came by and said, "He means go get a drink." I said, yes, absolutely. So we went into the bar of the hotel where we were all staying, if you could call it that. But it was great. I mean, Jack Elam and all these really terrific people. Alex Ford was very, very gentlemanly and lovely to work with as well. And It was fun. It was fun.
Well, Lana, you certainly you've had a very diverse career. You've appeared in many lesser-known films. You were in a live-action Disney film where Justin Morgan had a horse.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, and we could probably talk for an hour just on your television work.
Right.
But I thought, in keeping with the whole Western theme, if you'd like to maybe share some memories of starring in Bonanza or Wild Wild West.
Very different. There again, Bob Conrad was a family friend. He was friends with Natalie, so I knew him when I started working, and I loved doing Wild Wild West because it finally gave me a chance to be more relaxed and funny. I was always playing, you know, the bad girl. I was stealing somebody's husband, or stealing funds, or stealing something somewhere. And Wild Wild West gave me a chance to not do that, which was great. Bonanza was a different kind of set. Bonanza was very sort of very professional, very down to business. I had just purchased a horse, and I was speaking to the wrangler about the troubles that I was having with him, and he said, you know, trailer him out to me, and I'll train him for you for $50 a month. And I went, wow, that's great, okay, you got it. I went to see the horse about 2 weeks later, and the guy said, I can't take your money, your horse is not just stupid, he's mean too. And I'm like, oh. So that was the end of that guy from Bonanza taking care of my horse. But Robert Walker Jr. and I became very good friends after that. He and his wife Ellie and I used to spend a lot of time at their home, and you make friends when you work with people, and some last and some don't, because they're again in the business. You're always traveling, you're going in a different direction with a different set of people, and it's not like every Sunday you're at home. I know.
You wanted to do more comedy.
Yes.
Was, just in general, maybe not necessarily a comedic role, but was there ever a role, an acting part that you wish you could have played, or a part that you wish you had gotten?
I really wanted to do Kramer versus Kramer. I did interview for it, but it went to this actress that, I don't know, they thought that she was better than me. I don't remember her name. Meryl something or other Streep? I don't know, but silly them. They chose her above me. What can I say?
But actually, you turned to producing.
Yes.
You became a director of development. So you did a lot of work in television. But in recent years, you've gotten back in front of the camera.
They found me.
They found you.
I want to tell you, I was not looking to go back to work, and I was discovered all over again.
And you actually have a movie that's going to start shooting next month. If you'd like to maybe share, you know, some of the projects that you have coming up with us.
The film that I'm starting next is called Wild Faith, and it's post-Civil War about a young soldier whose best friend died next to him fighting, and he made him promise that he would take care of his wife and child. So you have a young man coming back to a very small town, western town, with a black lady and a child that were not welcome. So it's a very touching piece, and it's really lovely. Great script, really great script. And after that, I'm starting a biblical film called Christ Slayer, and I'm really happy to be a part of that.
That's great that, you know, you're active and you're getting so many, you know, people still love you.
It is. I'm delighted.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
Yeah, and everyone out here loves you. So, yes.
Thank you.
Well, I don't want to monopolize all of the time, especially with this mic. So we're going to try and take some questions from the audience. I'm going to have Allison go out. If you just want to raise your hand and ask the question, if we can't hear you, Allison will relay it to us. Thank you.
I think we should this one's good.